violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Tension starting to boil over in a Wisconsin courtroom even before opening statements have begun in the trial of Darrell Brooks Jr. He's the man accused of intentionally ramming his SUV through a crowd. They were gathered for a Wisconsin Christmas parade last year.
So I wanted to update you guys on this. I did not forget what happened in Waukesha, Wisconsin, where our good super gremlin friend Darrell Brooks ran his vehicle into a Christmas parade, targeting specifically the older glider dancing grannies. You know, he had killed multiple people. This was absolutely a domestic terrorist attack. He was affiliated with the Blood Gang, okay? And he is repping his set even in the courtroom. So let's watch.
6 people were killed, more than 60 others hurt. CNN's Lucy Kafanoff is following this for us in Chicago. So he's chosen to represent himself, already clashing with the...
Lord have mercy. So he's chosen to represent himself, most likely because he actually doesn't have the bread to hire real attorneys, and maybe he didn't want to be represented by public defenders. Also, just notice the agendas going on with this woman right here to the right with the earrings. We're not going to spend too much time on that, but the agenda is being pushed, okay? And this guy, and this goes to IQ, this guy really thinks that he can defend himself for all these bodies that he done caught, and everything is on camera. Sheesh. These super gremlins are on demon time.
The judge, and as we noted, Lucy, opening statements haven't even started.
That's right, Erica. I mean, this has been a nightmare of a trial, and it's barely kicked off. Darrell Brooks fired his lawyers last week. He has chosen to represent himself on his own. He's been talking over the judge repeatedly, asking relevant questions, refusing to...
They were probably trying to get him to take a plea deal, which he should have taken, because they're finna fry his monkey behind.
Follow directions regarding picking the jury. Let me play you a small example of just how these interactions have gone.
Mr. Brooks, I need to move on to the jury instruction.
And the crazy thing is, he was claiming all that Black Power stuff on his Instagram, in his music, and bruh, this man is light bright. I mean, could he be a sun glider? What is going on with his complexion? It's ridiculous, dude. Like, the brainwashing is very significant, and they're not going to tell you about this brainwashing. Okay, they'll tell you, oh, well, incels are being radicalized online and all this other BS, and QAnon and all that stuff, which we covered before. But they're not going to tell you about the radicalization within the community. And you can be radicalized in multiple ways with the Black Power, Black Panther wave, or you can be radicalized through gangster rap. There's 2 different routes you can really go, and both of them are being suppressed and not really taken seriously as a real threat to the security of this nation.
Instructions. Are you willing to participate in this process right now?
No, I am not. And I don't give consent without me being present in the courtroom, like I said before.
Look, he probably claiming he a Moor. Watch.
Before I was brought over here.
Would you like to come back over?
So why would you ask me now? Why would you ask me now?
My man talking about, oh, I'm a sovereign citizen. Y'all don't have jurisdiction over me.
Mr. Brooks, you were put over in that courtroom because of your disruptive behavior. If you can agree to abide by the rules of decorum and courtesy, then I will bring you back over here at any point in time. Did you hear me advise you?
A man child going back and forth with the judge Why is she even entertaining this?
You of that, sir.
No, I did not.
So we were supposed to have opening arguments this morning. That hasn't happened yet. In front of the jury, that hasn't happened. Brooks has repeatedly been removed to a separate courtroom to participate via video because of his behavior.
My man done came out of his clothes.
Including this morning, he interrupted proceedings yet again by taking off his shirt, clashing with the judge. She accused him of making a mockery of the judicial process. Yesterday, the court convened to go over some housekeeping items. It was supposed to be a short session. It lasted for 4 hours. He claimed he was feeling sick, that he might have COVID. The prosecution accused him of trying to delay the trial, pointing to phone conversations he had with his mom saying that he was going to try to delay the trial. And
Talking on them phones, you are on a recorded line. It's literally stated to you before you get on the phone, and he's talking to his mama, talking about, oh, he gonna delay the trial and all this stuff. And I guarantee his mama is still withholding that. He ain't do it, my baby, innocent, da 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 da. Oh, it's just ridiculous, dude. Communitize a joke, bruh.
so, yeah, we have not seen opening arguments yet. This has been a wild televised trial that's barely begun, Eric.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And it has the Highland Park parade shooting has devastated the entire country, and it has reopened wounds for another Midwest city. The attack echoes the tragedy in Waukesha, where Darrell Brooks allegedly drove his car through a Christmas parade, killing 6 and hurting dozens of others. Our next guest survived that event, and she's here to tell us how that community has healed. Thank you for joining us, Kimberly Coronado. I know this is a difficult situation. Talk to me about how you and your community has taken in this now horrific news about another parade where people were killed.
Yes, good morning. So as a citizen in Waukesha County, Waukesha City, you know, we've really come together. We've developed a whole array of support. There's support for our children. There are books that were made especially for our children. You know, a lot of people came together and donated money, and although money doesn't replace lives, it does help the burden. It does help other people feel like they are contributing to the solution. We've held vigils, we've done art campaigns, art therapy campaigns. We've done blue porch lights. We've really come together as a community, and it's really helpful, and it provides hope. And I think we're all here to lift each other up.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. Let's address the issue. You've got a brother who is making hip hop music, has a extensive criminal history. He's bragging about some of the licks that he's hit on other black men, claiming a gang, and nobody is really addressing that. It's just, oh, let's heal and da 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 da. I mean, I get it. Very tragic event, obviously domestic terrorism, but guys, are we just gonna graze over the fact that these super gremlins are on demon time
In our times of need?
Kimberly, if you could speak to the people from in Chicago, in that suburb, about what they are going to face and how they should prepare emotionally and so forth in the next few months, what would you say to them?
I would say that talking about it, being there for each other, allowing emotions to come out in whatever way that's healthy.
And I'm telling you, they don't want people to talk about this on a public platform, i.e. the subtle diminishing of exposure that my channel is getting. They don't want people to talk about it on a public platform, because then when you start talking about it, you start thinking of solutions. You start thinking of the perpetrators of these horrific events, and they're trying to conflate what happened in Waukesha with what happened in the Highland Park shooting. Two totally different scenarios, two totally different suspects with totally different motives, but they did have something in common. They both made music, which I broke down on one of my past live streams. It's demonetized, yes, but it's still up. So guys, make sure you go back and you know, get freshened up, get acclimated to what's going on in the world by watching my older videos. This did not happen overnight. It didn't start overnight, okay? It didn't start yesterday. It's been happening, and I've been covering this for a year and a half now. It's only getting worse.
I think having tools and toolkits, books for children, having safe places for families, providing therapy that is needed.
And look who's coming to the rescue. The men. I ain't seen one woman in uniform yet.
I think is just is moving in the right direction. It will never replace or take away of the tragedy, but it will help us move forward.
Well, Waukesha, people have been praying for your community since that happened, and now we have this situation. Darrell Brooks, who was the one who used the vehicle to mow down the good people of Waukesha, should not have been on the streets, and now we're learning that this young shooter should not have been able to get a gun. There were plenty of signs there as well, and which makes all of this all the more tragic. Our hearts are still going out to Waukesha, and we hope that your story of survival and hope in the wake of that will be of some hope and solace to those in Chicago, in that Chicago suburb. So thank you so much, Kimberly.
That is truly our goal, is to reach out to the Highland Park community and just connect with them. There's a Facebook page that combines Waukesha Strong with Highland Strong, and we hope to just provide a place to do a vigil, a place to share our resources and share what we've learned. So we're really trying to reach out and really
it's so good to hear that, Kimberly.
City.
That's so good to hear. That is the American spirit. Thank you, Kimberly.
Absolutely. Great, thanks.
All right.
All right, guys, so we're going to actually watch what he did in the courtroom. We're going to watch a little bit of it because like they said earlier, he delayed the process and it gets a little redundant, but let's watch.
All right, we are back on the record. Appearances are as they were before. I need to make a record that at 8:42 a.m. this court ordered Mr. Brooks be removed from the courtroom due to repeated interruptions and disruption with the court. This, of course, comes on the recent history with Mr. Brooks. On every day that we have been in court since Monday, he has shown a complete and utter disrespect for the simple rules of civility. He has been removed from the courtroom multiple times. This morning alone, he started interrupting this court within a minute of the court calling the case. I should also make a record at the moment he is muted because of the way that he was removed from the courtroom and his conduct since. I have been given just a bit of information about it. I will advise everyone that I have required that the Sheriff's Department file a written report with the court regarding Mr. Brooks's conduct. I'm told that he would not sit down while in this court.
And that's embarrassing. He's embarrassing the whole community, looking like a damn fool. We're not going to, go on with this mockery that he's making of the court. I would have ended it way sooner. I ain't gonna lie though. Judge Jennifer Darrell kind of looks like Sarah Palin. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching the video. Please like, comment. I don't know what to do. YouTube is coming for my head. We just got over these 2 community guideline strikes So we don't have those pending anymore, but somehow they have managed to snipe my channel. And you know, I'm looking at the analytics now. Maybe we'll break it down in a live, but guys, support the channel. You already know what it is. Genquavius out.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.